Like New Girl.
I don't know.
Oh, you've never watched it?
No.
Okay.
Hi you guys and welcome back for another Monday video. I'm here with a very special guest, Charles! You guys have never met him before.
No.
He's one of my friends from LA that I met several months ago actually. He's one of my best friends out here and he's super nice. He's one of the nicest guys I know. And so I thought it'd be the perfect time to, you know, Valentine's Day is coming up. And I personally don't understand a lot of things about guys.
I have some questions for women too.
Okay.
So.
So we decided we wanted to just like ask each other questions and figure out what makes the other person tick. And not just like person, but just like, I guess, gender of like, and listen, gender is like on this whole spectrum. Like, we are just cis men and women. This week is gonna focus on, I guess, the girl perspective.
Okay.
And then we'll do guy perspective. And that'll be next week for Valentine's Day. So make sure you subscribe right now and you'll see it next week because I post a video every single Monday. Okay.
I think a big question I have for women.
I'm like sweating a bit.
Well, can you really be friends with someone you're attracted to?
Attracted to in like a physical way? Like just like physically attracted to them, or like in like a
Let's just start with physical first.
I think 100%.
Okay.
I think you're attractive.
I think you're attractive.
and we're friends. I've been attracted to people in like a physical and emotional way, but I feel like I've never not told the person. Fortunately for me, it's always worked out well. If it didn't, I would need time to like regroup and like take my time apart from that person to then come back to them and say like, okay, and look at it more in an objective point of view and say like, this person doesn't like me and like I have to move on from that. If they're both grown up and mature about it, they can be friends.
I've had some friends that would announce that they liked someone that they were friends with, and then it just like went straight down. What
would the girl do?
So this girl, Let's
call her Stacy.
Stacy. All right, Stacy. So this friend of mine, he liked this girl, and she was great, and they were friends for a long time.
Okay.
And then
for how long?
Let's say a couple years.
Okay.
Yeah. And so, but he like grew this attraction more than just like physical, but liked who she was. Then it came to the point where he was like, I'm just gonna tell her. And so he like told her how he felt, and like she didn't feel the same. And it slowly but surely just kept on like teetering down.
That's on her. Your friend was the bigger person and saying like, hey, honestly, this is how I feel. And this is something that I feel for girls and for guys. I'd much rather be honest and communicate in any sort of friendship, relationship. I'd rather the person be open and communicate with me and tell them what their feelings are honestly.
Yeah.
And then have a conversation about that. But like, that's immature to ghost someone, you know?
Yeah. Especially after they like put their heart out there.
Yeah.
Do you have any that come up with you? Like,
guys ask me questions?
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of guys are truly just like, until they get to a certain age, are just using girls.
That's a good point. What do you think the age is?
I think it's the maturity age.
What is that? Is that a certain age?
No, when guys hit the 29-year-old maturity, average maturity, I feel like that's when they're like, oh man, I'm almost 30.
What does that maturity look like?
It's more about caring about another person and not just trying to use someone. They need to have a genuine care, or they want to get to know you and know specific things about you, and not just like, hey, I'm gonna act emotionally available and seem interested in you just so I can use you. I feel like guys are pretty manipulative, but they don't even realize it, maybe?
The guys I have around me are pretty mature right now.
Yeah, there are exceptions to the rule, like Charles and like all of his roommates and stuff like that.
But we're different, and we're all single.
The social media will be in the description. What girls want, or what I want in a guy, genuinely is like just open communication and honesty. Because I feel like a lot of my relationships and people I've dated have ended because of trust and like not fully trusting them, or because they broke my trust. That's the biggest thing for me. Is just that's the foundation of any
I think that's the foundation of any relationship.
But a lot of guys don't communicate. They don't tell you what they want or like how they feel because they're not used to expressing emotion.
Do you think friends with benefits is possible?
Yes.
Without any emotional thing going on?
Yes. And if one of them does start to have emotions or feelings in any way, then that needs to be communicated.
I think it's impossible.
Really?
I don't think I could
do that.
I could do that. Just talk about the ideal pursuit. I think a lot of guys want to know this. I know a lot of guys, because guys, when we start from seeing a girl, and we're just gonna say at some social event where they don't know each other at all. We're gonna talk through like that process of meeting, and what your expectations are.
If I'm with someone, like if I'm with another friend, and there's like two friends, I feel more comfortable doing that and like talking in a bit of a group and not in like a wing woman way. I feel more comfortable with that kind of conversation instead of just like sitting at a bar alone and then a guy's like, hey, can I walk you home? That's good to just go up to them and be like, hey, like, my name's Charles, how's your night going so far? And, you know, it's sort of up to both sides, both parties to be like, hey, like, we're just here having drinks and like, how are you guys doing? And that would open a conversation, but it's like, oh, we're doing this right now, like we're just hanging out by ourselves. It's like, oh, okay, well, you ladies have a good night. Or asking like, can I get you a drink? Like, I think that's a good way to be like, oh, like, do you want me to get you a drink? And then you talk for the like duration of the drink. And then it's like,
then
okay,
you're gone.
That's that.
I mean, it sounds so easy.
I don't know.
But I guess it really isn't that hard. It's just a lot of like stripping away the like the
creepiness of it all because it's not over like social media or through a phone or through a dating app. It's actually communicating and talking to someone in person, you know?
I think a lot of men may have the expectation that like when they do approach someone, they are putting themselves on the line and they should, I say should with quotes or whatever, be like at least heard a little bit in that.
Being vulnerable in that moment.
And then they like think the girls think it's weird or something.
Well, then that's not the girl's fault. It's on the guy.
The guy being, oh, well, I don't know.
So this is actually very interesting because I get told a lot that I'm an intimidating person. And I feel like I'm the least intimidating person that I know. I'm a very friendly person. Like if you come up to me, like I'm gonna talk to you and have a good conversation regardless. And so when people tell me that I'm intimidating and it's like, oh, well, they don't wanna talk to you. It's like, well, that's not my problem. That's not my fault. They just need to work on their self-confidence.
That is a true thing. I think it is just like a fear thing for us men. I'm afraid
that like girls can also go up to guys.
The social media age.
That's a big problem with it.
It makes it where you can't interact as humans.
Other last questions?
But what is your expectation from a guy when he's like coming up to you?
I just want them to be nice and not all up in my business. I don't like that. It's very obvious when a guy is like stalking their prey or if they're genuinely coming up to you and are interested in you. Well, thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Charles, for joining me. Check in next week to see when I ask about guys and like what's going through your brain. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Comment down below if you agreed with me, disagreed with me, what you like to find in guys. And that's pretty much it, you guys. Boom, boom. We did it. Okay. I'll see you guys on Monday. Bye.